keep it 1 for 100. My man keep it 1 for 100. My ladies keep it 1 for 100. My peoples keep it 1 for 100.
100.
Welcome to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday Solo Sunday with TJ. Today, we have no Jonah, we have no Ethan. But like I said last week and the week before, the show must go on because we keep it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Well, folks, we'll jump into it, man. We have a special guest today. I know he was hoping to get that big win over Guthrie. We'll have Piedmont's head coach, Jeff Hall. We'll talk about his game Friday night. Talk about him. Hey, his team's moving up to 6A small, and I think they'll do some damage in the 6A small. I know they'll finish up 5A this year, then they'll be moving on to 6A. So looking forward to talking to Coach Hall and see what's going on and talk a little high school football. What went on Friday night? There's one-time big upset this Friday night. You got to give it up to Zoe Williams, man. I'm probably one of his biggest critics, man. I'm always on Zoe. Man, my headphones is playing weak because I moved around, so let me play around a little bit. Hold on. There it is. Now I feel like I'm TJ, even though I'm wearing Big E's headphones today. But like I said, I'm Joe's biggest critic. I was on him, man. When he got beat by Choctaw, I was mad because I think he's a better team. And he goes and he says, hey, you know what? I'm going to go beat Moore. Then I'm going to go down and drive down to Jinx, where they don't rarely lose a ball game, and take care of Jinx. A big ball game. Beat them 16-12. Defense played outstanding. Offense scored when they had to score and held Jinx to some field goals. So big kudos to him. Put him in the driver's seat in Big 6A in this district. Him and Union's tied at, him and Bigsby's tied at 2-0 in district over there. Jinx, Jinx is Jinx. They're going to find a way to come back, man. Right now, they're just kind of struggling. They beat Union. They lose to Wausau, lose to Edmond Santa Fe. I think they're still trying to identify who are they. Who are we? Are we going to throw the ball? We're going to run the ball? Right now, it seems like they got one good offensive skill player, and that's KD Jones. But after a while, people started, hey, we shut down KD, we shut down Jinx. They play two different quarterbacks. The Owens kids been playing the last couple weeks, but they don't have really no passing game. The passing game they do have, guess who gets the ball? KD. So what KD really needs to do is line up at quarterback, throw the ball in the air, catch it, and run it in. He gets all his fantasy points if he's on the fantasy team. But they got to figure out who they are over there at Jinx, and then get things turned around because right now, they beat Union. You think, okay, they got the shit rolling, and they turn around and get beat. Westmore's not a bad team. He has a couple guys that moved in and helped him. The Grand brothers has been a sight to see. That's why you say, how do you lose to Choctaw and you beat Jinx? But he's always kind of changed some things around, giving people different looks and fits. So it's kind of hard to cover the MJ kid. The kid can throw, he can run. And then his brother is light and quick. Hey, throw it up to him and let him run past you. And that's what they've been doing the last few weeks. So congratulations to Joe again, Zoe Williams, the head coach of Westmore. We're going to get into some of these recaps. Like I said, I don't have Jonah and Ethan, so they usually do my college reports. But we don't have them today. So I'm going to get straight into this high school recap of some games from Friday night. Like I said, we talked about the Jinx, 16-12. Like I said, once again, congratulations, Zoe. He beats Moore last week than he beats Jinx, so he's looking good. I can tell you this, and let's keep it 100. There ain't no for sale signs in his front yard. I tell you that. He's done two big things. He's beat a team that he needs to beat here in the Moore War. Then he turns around and he says, guess what? We're going to jump on this new turnpike and head on way up to Jinx Stadium. Rocky Calvin's got his names up there, got his little nephew playing, so Rocky got a chance to watch his nephew get beat by what they call us the Oklahoma City teams. That's what they was calling us on the radio the other day, or the YouTube channel I was watching the game on. So congratulations once again. Wausau said, not so fast, Mustang. You ain't number 2 in Big 6X because we're going to show you why you're not number 2. You go to, they have a Wassel come up in their house and they the number 2 team in the state and get beat 53-3. Woo! That's pretty bad. Mustang, pretty bad. A Wassel beat up on you like that. Let's say, once again, the score is 54-3. Mustang taking the beat down on a Wassel. I'm sorry, they played the game at a Wassel. But Mustang must have never got on the bus when the bus took off to head to Tulsa. They decided to stay here and let somebody else go up there. So, but Wassel gets the win. Edmond, Santa Fe over Edmond North, 52-17. Santa Fe is still undefeated. Even though they get to play Tata, I'd love to see that game, but Edmond Santa Fe is still undefeated. More. Before we jump into more, let's talk about Norman over Edmond Memorial. It was a hell of a game right there, 44-43. That's Norman's first win of the season, so congratulations to them to get Norman Tigers getting their first win of the season, so congratulations to those guys. And then more. I guess they still got the hangover from the Westmore game. They get beat again. Was down pretty bad against Enid. It was their homecoming. Should never lose on your homecoming. I don't care who you are. You should never lose on your homecoming. You the one that set the schedule. You set the schedule. You set that game that everybody and their mama can play because Grandma Joe, that's 92 years old, is going to come with her walker. So everybody gets to play that game. And guess what? We get beat that game. Can't happen, folks. It just cannot happen. You can't get beat on homecoming. You set the schedule. You know who's winning and losing. You set the schedule. So it just can't happen. So, but yes, Moore loses again. 0-2 in district. They got to get rolling. They got sophomore coming up this week, so that should get them on a winning streak. But come on, Moore. I got big fans. I love my man CJ and I love my man Malachi. 2 great guys have been on the show, man. 2 great young. But like he said, we're young, Coach. We're only juniors. You're going to make junior mistakes. But Coach Brown to get them turned around, like I said, now the top 6 of each district get to go to the playoffs. So he's got to get a couple wins to get themselves in the driver's seat and start playing good ball in the playoffs. Hey, okay, what your record is in the playoffs, once you get in, you in. Once you get in, you go take care of business. But more, let's get it going. Union. Say, guess what? We're back. They get the win over UConn. I ain't seen you guys play good ball since y'all played that Carlisle scrimmage. Y'all should have played every game like you played that Carlisle scrimmage. That's because everybody was basing. And so UConn looked really good. But this weekend, they didn't. They get beat 63-7 against Union. Union said, hey, we're still licking our wounds and getting beat by Jinx. The Jinx get beat by Westmore. We are the better team. We are the team that's going to play Bigsby for the state championship. But Zoe said, wait a minute. I'm sitting right there at 2-0. People's been talking about me. Tata was talking about my record. Dancing in my locker room. But guess what? Who's dancing now? Because with that schedule you guys play, ain't nothing but a JV schedule over there. So, congratulations again, Big Zoe. I'm going to say it probably the whole show. So, did a great job. Great job. Bigsby took care of business again over sophomore. Poor sophomore. They really need to drop down to class. I don't even think it was 5A. I don't know, sophomore. Just keep hanging in there, brother. Hang in there. They get beat again 66-0. I tell your team, it's out there too. Norman North. Broken Arrows up and down. 1 week they win, 1 week they lose. 1 week they win, 1 week they lose. And guess what? They lost this week to Norman North. BA gets beat 28-14. BA's one of those teams that, hey man, I know Keywan and the quarterback left to go to Jinx. Guess what? Y'all both got the same record, so no matter where those guys are at, that's where you're at. So there you go. We're going to drop down to big, small 6A. People get mad I call it small 6A. But it is small 6A because you ain't big 6A. You're small 6A. But they call it 6A1, 6A2. That's the difference. 6A1, 6A2. 2's number 2. Guess what? That's small to me. So going into small 6A, Stillwater beat up on Booker T, 48-13. Booker T is not who we thought they were, and they're not going to be who we thought they were. To start about 20, 30 sophomores on the team. Maybe in a couple of years, they might be like that old team back in the 1990s, Live Night, when they started a bunch of sophomores and winning the state championship. But Booker T, you got a lot of work to do and little time to do it. So hopefully they get that figured out over at Booker T because that was one of the better teams in the state. Right now, man, they're everybody's homecoming. So Deer Creek gets a win over PCO, 34-0. They got a tough competition this Friday, this upcoming Friday night. The Yellow Jacks to try to come in here and sting them. This is for the district championship because that district's so weak. They can take everybody else can take the rest of the season off. It's gonna come down to them too. You know, Tahlequah might come in there at Parker City, but it's gonna come down to this too Friday night. You're gonna find who your district champion is in week 6. That's how watered down this district is. We gotta do a better job, OSSA, or whoever set these districts up, man. Because man, it's a lot of bad footballs getting played, man. Me and one of the coaches talked about this the other day. It's a lot of bad football getting played right about now, man. It's not getting you ready for the playoffs. You know, you gotta think about it. If you're beating everybody 60, 70-0, how good is that getting you? Your starters are not even playing a full game. So when you get down to crunch time, hey, we got a team that's hitting us in the mouth, and we ain't getting used to hitting in the mouth, we might fold because we're not used to it. So we got to do a better job lining these districts out, man, making it tough, man. The only one that's tough is probably 5A, and I get into that. Sand Springs over Tahlequah, 41-7. Sand Springs is a team that can sneak up and maybe do some damage in the playoffs. But, you know, right now, that one side is so loaded because you got Sand Springs, you got Muskogee, you got Stillwater. They're all right there. The other district side is just Tata and Deer Creek. That's it. PC West thought they was dancing, making videos when they 3-0. But now you ain't won a game in district. You got to win in district, baby. Them 3 preseason games don't mean nothing. You play the Academy of the Blind, Academy of the Deaf, Academy that can't see or whatever. You ain't playing nobody. It don't count till you start playing somebody, big baby. So play somebody before you start dancing like Lionel Richie. So there you go with that. So then you go back down to Muskogee. Look at them. Beat up on PC West. Just talked about your West. You was dancing. Guess what? Birdman's like, ho, 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 and dance all over you 69 points. Bird, why you didn't put up 70, baby? Go on, patting them stats, man. We're looking for that big offer. Come on, Big Bird. Like I said, Bird, man, he'll start having a couple games. He'll run against Booker team, beat up on him. He'll beat up on Stillwater. Stillwater ain't got nothing this year. So it's going to come down to Tata and the Bird for the state championship, you know. If one of them get knocked out, it'd be a very, very disappointed deal because either one of them should get knocked off. Talk about Stillwater, Deer Creek, Sand Springs, Muskogee. Bishop Kelly, we're going to drop down to 5A. Bishop Kelly's a team, man, that ain't nobody really talking about, but you better keep your eyes on them. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on Bishop Kelly. He's sitting at 5-0. They just knocked off the number 6 team, Collinsville, 39-28. Hey, keep your eyes on Bishop Kelly. I already beat up on Bishop McGinnis this year. I know Bishop McGinnis ain't the same team without River and James, but it's still a decent team though. They still got some wins in district. Coweta get the win over Sapopa, 24-19. Midwood City said, "Hey, we ain't got our starting quarterback. We're gonna bring in a young sophomore QB, and he gonna do his thing." And he does his thing. They get the win over Duncan. You know, Midwood City. Hey, they lost the first 2 games. The 2 first, down the street rivals, Dale City and Carl Albert. But they said, guess what? Everybody else that comes our way, we're going to beat up on you today. And they have. So, right now they're sitting at 3-2. Actually, probably better than that. Because they won another conference game. But they said 2-0 in district. That's all that matters. They said 2-0 in district. They'll probably play the district championship against Elgin, which I think Elgin's one of the better teams in 5A this year. You got to keep your eye on them. Keep your eye on the Elgin, okay? What we got? You got MacArthur State's undefeated. They beat up on Alton 31-7. It just tells you right there how good MacArthur is. That's one of those teams I got. When I talk to Coach Hall, we'll kind of talk about that. But they're one of those teams that you got to keep your eye on. They're a good ball club. Dale City over McAllister. Last year they lost McAllister in overtime. They also had the outstanding player of the year, Eric McCarty. He's not there no more. He's at OU. But Coach May's still a great coach. He knows what he's doing. He knows what to do and what not to do. So he got down 28-0. Made some adjustments at halftime. Coach Robert only scored 1 touchdown after halftime. Was up 28-0. Come back and win 35-21. I know he's gonna go to the drawing board, look at film today, and be like, "Hey, coaches, what talking about? Let's humble ourselves. I know we looking good, but you still got that team down the street, and you got some other boys knocking on the door. He still got Coweta later on this season. That'd be for his district championship. Maybe Sapopa might try to give him some, but it ain't gonna happen. But Robert, he should take the season undefeated. He's got to wake up though. He gave him 21 extra points against a good team. you've been in trouble. So, and I know he'll get that fixed. He'll get his coaches on board and let's get back down to earth. Like I said, I know Jones took the kind of person that McAllister took, made that their homecoming. Like I said, you can see at first he jumped out 28-0, scored one touchdown in the second half. Good team like you are, Dale City. I know running back got banged up, but that's why you have 2 or 3 other guys that can go. And that's one thing about Dale City. They're deep in some of the positions, so they're ready to go. If one man goes down, hey, coach, put me in. Next man's ready. So Dale City, like I said, they get the win. They really make a lot of second half adjustments, but still get the win 35-20, 20-21 over McAllister, which is a team that's gonna make some fits in the playoffs. Then you got Guthrie. Guthrie is, I'm telling you, man, everybody keep laughing at me. I really thought this game would be a little tougher game, Guthrie versus Piedmont. Piedmont gets shut out. They get beat 35-0. Guthrie is singing Tupac's song and says, "All eyes on me." And that's what they do. They got some good players, good running back, quarterback, started since a freshman year, so kid got plenty of starts, knows what to do, playoffs, non-playoffs. Running back, they got some players, man. Number 4, the running back is a go-getter. He's a dog. So that's all you need. Good offensive line. I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to go score. Try to keep your offense off the field, and they're going to go score. They're going to maybe take 12, 13, 14 drives down and go score. Keep you off the field. Keep the game close. They can bust a long one. They're going to hit that long one. But Guthrie's one of those teams that I got my eye on. I got a circle, man. Do not count Guthrie, Elgin, Lockback, even Piedmont. Even though Piedmont got beat, sometimes it's okay to get beat. People, I tell you all the time, you got to start over. I know everybody wants to go undefeated, but to me, going undefeated, I'll say this last year, and I'm not trying to knock Coweta. Coweta was the best team last year in 5A football. Was the best team in 5A football. And guess what? In the playoffs, get beat. Got beat. They make it to the state championship game. Had the best team. Beat Dale City. Beat MacArthur. Beat Mac. Beat Carl Albert. Carl Albert wins the state championship. Coweta beats them at the beginning of the year. Carl Albert, at the end of the day, they held up the gold ball. That's all that matters, folks. Who's holding up the gold ball? Preseason, district games are you're fighting to get to that good spot that, hey, maybe I don't have to face this team into the semifinals for the championship or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like who's holding up the gold ball. And that's what Piedmont, Guthrie, Elgin, Dale City, Carl Albert, Bishop Kelly, all these teams, they're all looking for that. There's only one gold ball in 5A. That's why I said 5A's tough, folks. You in 5A, man, you got 6, 7 teams. You in that 6A small, you might have 3 teams. Think about it. I think I'm going to go with 3 teams. I got a better chance to win. Piedmont's clicking their heels like Toto in the Wizard of Oz, because guess what? They're going to be in 6A small. You got to have Bishop McGinnis in 6A small. Deer Creek's going to end up going big 6A. They're going so fast out there. It's crazy how fast they're going out there. But I'm just telling you right now, 5A's tough. It's tough. It don't stop there. You got Elgin over Ardmore, 42-7. Then you have Carl Albert beating up on little brother Shawnee. Everybody got to play. And Coach Don wasn't trying to run the score up. Coach Madonna's one of his guys. That's coached with him over at Dale City. A graduate Carl out, as a graduate from a CA. Comes from the same coach, coaching trees, all those other guys, Coach Rose, Coach Jones. But guess what? Hey, Don said, guess what? Hey, I can't let my counterpart, my old roommate, go up there and score 73 points, and I'm only getting 70. And you got one of the best kickers in the state, and it's Spywell, whatever his name is, young man can kick, but he don't get to kick a lot because they score a lot, So he gets to kick extra point, but he ain't gonna kick no field goals. This kid might kick 45 to 50-yard field goal. Kid got a strong leg. Had to get a kicker some love today. But overall, though, Carl Albert said, hey, we still the team. We're number 1. Dale City's number 2. But Carl Albert said, we ain't giving up no points, DC. You up 28-0, and you gave up 21 extra points in the second half. Hey, you don't think we watching that? All eyes on you, DC. Hey, that's what they saying over there. All eyes on you. We're going to move on to what? 4A. 4A is one of my favorites. Got a big upset in 4A. We got upset. Hey, Friday night was upset city. Upset city Friday night. Blanchard knocks off Newcastle, the team I thought will probably win that district, win all the way through. But hey, Blanchard said, we're going to beat up on Hera last week. Now we're going to come home and beat up on Newcastle at our house. So congratulations to Blanchard beating up Newcastle 28-13. Tuttle said, hey, we're still right there in the mix. We might have got beat by Guthrie, but guess what? Guthrie's a little higher class than us. When we get back in our class, we take care of business. They beat up on Hera 27-0. Score was 7-0 at halftime. And guess what? Tuttle said, hey, let us beat Tuttle at the Jason White House, and we're going to take care of business. Hera, they got to get it going, Coach Blake. I can't keep moving your helmet. I got to get you going, baby. I got to get you going. I got to get you going, big man. We got to get a winning district, yo, because Tecumseh and Bridge Creek, those teams not as bad as we think they are, but you know we got to get some wins. They still got Bethany on their schedule. They still got Newcastle on that schedule. Coach Blink got. We got to knock off one of them to try to be the top 4 seed. We don't want to be number 6 seed because you go to number 6, you're gonna be trying to see a Wagner, a Poto, somebody like that. You don't want to touch them boys right after the first round. Because, I mean, they're the 1 or 2 best teams in that class. Bethany gets the win over Bridge Creek 38-0. Ada said, we are for real. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. And that's what Ada said. We giving out L's. They're giving out L's, baby. Over Hinsdale, 7-0. Ada is 5-0. 9-star at Ada. Cushing, even though they lost a big-time quarterback, they still doing big things. Cushing gets the win. 48-14. Wagner over Oologoo, 24-0. Poto over Medill, 48-0. I'm telling you, Wagner, Poto. You look at Tuttle, Newcastle. Some of those teams are the best teams in class. Class 4A. Gonna move down to 3A. Perkins over Metro Christian, 21-7. You got Stinger winning 71-30, man. 71-30. That's a lot of points, man. A lot of points. You got Marlow over Long Grove, 20-7. Then you got Heritage Hall over Paws Valley, 42-7. Then you're gonna walk down to we'll get down here to 2A. Everybody who's the best team in 2A is. You got Chandler over Meeker, 55-30. You got Millwood over Christian School, 34-16. You got Jones over Crossing 24-3, big win over Jones. That's a good win. You got victory over Beggs, 50-24. And you got Washington winning 51-0, folks. I mean, just tell you right there. I mean, that's all the classes from 6 to 2A. Some of the big time schools that's doing their thing out there, taking care of business. One of the things I want to touch on real quick though before we get to this phone call. I got a phone call the other day from one of my dads. He's substituting. And you guys tell me how y'all feel. Please, I mean, I have a lot of people giving us a lot of thumbs up and likes on our show, on the YouTube show. But please comment. Say something. Tell us what we need to work on. If the lighting's bad, if my glasses look foggy, tell us something. Just don't put thumbs up. Say something. We love the feedback, folks. That's why you get better is getting feedbacks. Yes, I'm really solo. Much as I love to talk, I love to have my 2 partners with me today. Jonah's car's down. When you drive a BMW, you mess up the rim, guess what? Not only you getting the tire, you getting the rim. Ethan has a bunch of homework. I mean, he's doing you got to think, folks, he's going to college. He does the editing for this show, and he had a school project, so I'm never going to hate on the man for getting his homework done. Because hopefully one day he can have his own business, his own podcast, his own show, and I could be a guest on his show because I'm getting old. But I still love doing it, though. I enjoy it. It's good to talk high school sports. Basketball about to start up. Today's October 1st. So basketball season is right around the corner. October 2nd is a special day. My granddaughter will be turning 4. October 13th is another big day. I have a teenager in the house. All my other babies are grown, but I have my last teenager in the house. You know how they get. The older they get, the more shit they think they know. But that's cool. You start paying bills around here. We're good with that. But no, what I was getting back to is, like I said, I had a friend at substitute the other day, and we was talking about it, and he's like, hey, man, they do the Pledge of Allegiance in the school, and he said a lot of kids didn't stand up. I'm not going to get into what school it is. If you saw my other show, I said what school it was. But I don't like that. We need to stand up. We need to stand up and put our hand across our chest and give respect. I don't care what mom and dad say, but when you in the school building, you in a game, and none of that. Don't need to see you kneeling down. I guarantee you guys can ask Kaepernick down as he wish he would have stood up and he would tell you hell yes. Not saying the things that he was believing in, I believe in too. But at the end of the day, there's different ways to get your point across. Starts kneeling down, because of police brutality. I mean, we got that everywhere. But at the end of the day, we got people that fought for this country to give us the freedom to stand and put our hands across our chest. So I just want to tell you, if you have a young man or woman at home that goes to school as a parent, please tell them to stand. Respect the classroom. Respect the others. I mean, there's no reason to sit down and don't say, "Oh, my mom and dad too bad." Come on, man. I mean, be the bigger person. Because one day you might have to be the job and you might have to give a speech about the flag. So you just never know. So always be that bigger person and talk about it. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, I tell people all the time, prejudice is never taught at school. It's taught at home. So if you're teaching your kids these bad habits, they're gonna have these bad habits. So teach your kids the right habits, so then we ain't gonna worry about talking about these habits at all. It's like young men having guns and stuff like that at 15 years old. So it's taught at home. So please teach your kids the right way, because at the end of the day, oh, that teacher or principal's mean to my kid. No. They want respect from your kid, and I want the same respect. Granted, I might not always agree with everything that goes on, but at the end of the day, I want the same respect. And they should get the same respect. That's just how it should be. But that's where we're at, man. I might see if I can grab Zoe. Basketball season starts, 7th grade basketball start. And then we kind of go from there. And then, like I said, we got a special guest on. We'll have Coach Hall on from Piedmont. I was hoping, we'll go a little bit longer talking about the OU and some OU games. I thought OU looked pretty good. I can't say that OU and Texas are going next week undefeated. I don't know. I couldn't tell you last time that was. If I had Big E or Jonah here, they could probably tell you. But I thought Colorado did good coming back second half against USC. Caleb Williams is the real deal. He's a good quarterback. He is the best quarterback in probably college football. You can talk about Bo Nix. You can talk about the young man at Washington. You can talk about Shakur Sanders. But Caleb Williams is the best quarterback. And I know you fans don't want to hear that. But he is. He's good, folks. Cheer him on what he did when he brought us back from beating Texas a few years back. The kid is the real deal. I think Shakur is pretty good. A little bit better yesterday, not holding the ball, but he's still holding the ball quite a bit. And I don't know why number 3 is not getting the ball as he did, but I think Deion got some players over there. I think Deion's holding out. You got to see some of the guys come out yesterday that probably could help the team. But I know what he's doing. You don't want to burn those guys, red shirt, you brought him out yesterday. I think they get 4 games. I was talking to Quazy. But he got some players, folks. Deion, when he comes to Big 12, you better be ready. He's gonna own the nest, because they play. You're gonna get Oklahoma kid because he's gonna come play in Oklahoma. You're gonna get a Kansas kid, so he's gonna get the kids he wants. His next quarterback is probably gonna be as good as his son or better. He's gonna get any kid he wants. When you are in prime time and you got all that kind of fame and glory behind you, and everybody coming to the game, they're kind of like USC back in the day when Leitner and Bush was there. Don't get me wrong, USC's still good. I don't know if they'll play for a national championship, because looking at their role to get there is one of the toughest ones. But I think everybody's going to go defeated. I think everybody's going to lose one game. I think the SEC, Alabama, Georgia. I don't know if those teams play each other, but Georgia probably should have got beat yesterday by Auburn. Couldn't hold on. But every one of them is going to lose a game. They are, man. It's just how it is, man. It's just the transfer portal's made everybody equal. It's not just one super team no more, man. Everybody's equal. USC, you saw them. Their defense is okay. Don't really have a really good running game. Caleb Williams can sling the ball around. Colorado still got some suspects. You still got some guys hurt. You had Sanders trying to play safety out. You had Travis still hurt. But love to see those guys sit on the sideline and supporting and laughing and giggling and coaching the other guys on. I like that. I like to see them in a fur coat, a bunch of gold on. Working for Zales or one of the jewelry stores, like, he'll get this jewelry, but The Sanders boys like to have all that stuff on, but their daddy was flashy, so they're gonna be just like their pops. Everybody else see kind of like their daddy. But one thing about them though, man, Deion's, I mean, he's doing a good job. With the team. Like I said, he's still gonna publish it. We coming. You are coming. You two are doing a good job, but they're just not the team right now to win that conference. And they'll lose probably one or two more, but they'll make it to a bowl game. And you got to think, a few years ago, Colorado wasn't going nowhere. They won one ball game. He's already won 2 more games. He needs to win 3 more ball games and be bowl eligible. I think he'll get that beat in Arizona State, somebody else in the conference, Stanford. So he'll get there, though. He'll get him to a bowl game. And, I mean, they'll act like that bowl game's a national championship game because it's Deion playing in it. But good job to them. Kansas, I thought they was a little bit better. The quarterback goes down, so they had to go to the backup. But I love to see them at full speed. But Texas said, we're not losing to you again at home. So they don't lose. But Texas look good. You're going to find out who's the best in Big 12. I think the rest of the Big 12 is behind Texas and OU. Everybody else falls behind those two. And then you're going to see, when you stand at Alabama, they're still trying to find themselves. I think you stick with the quarterback that you have now. I think he gives you the best opportunity to win. Kentucky might be the real deal, man. You look at Kentucky, man, they beat up on Florida real good. So it says you right there, it's wide open, though, man. I mean, you got the Stoops brothers down there working, man, and, they're doing a good job. I mean, they beat up on Florida pretty good. So I really didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. But Baylor gets a big win. Who else come back? Was it Baylor? I think they came back against UFC. Had them down, beat pretty bad. They came back and get their second win of the year. So congratulations to Baylor. I think that's what Nick Wick. Not hearing that much about him, but I think TCU, West Virginia. I don't know who state. I didn't catch those schools, but Oklahoma State was off last night, so they need to find a way to get back in the winning circle, win some ball games, and make people happy here in Oklahoma. Because OU loses, Oklahoma State loses, the end of the world. I believe UCO had their homecoming yesterday. I saw Chris Crawford, his class. I didn't know they was ranked that high when they was playing, so it's always good to get back to your old teammates and touch base with them. But folks, we're going to take a quick break after one of our sponsors. We'll bring on Coach Hall from Piedmont, Oklahoma, high school football team. Talk about what's going on with them. Moving up to small 6A2, and then finish up the year. I know he has a tough loss, man, and it's always hard to talk on the phone after you have a tough loss. But that's any coach, man. You win some, you lose some, and then you find out a way to, hey, how can we get them again? And we play them again. But we'll be right back after one of our sponsors. Keeping it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Right back.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Line-X Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday afternoon, folks. We get to talk high school football with Coach Hall from Piedmont, Oklahoma. What's up, Coach?
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, man, I can't complain, Coach, man. It's a Sunday. We get to talk a little high school football. I'm sitting there going through some of the games over last Friday night, Coach. I know you had a tough one. But, Coach, as you know, that 5A is tough. People can talk about all the different classes, but when you start talking 5A football and you start mentioning Piedmont, Guthrie, Dale City, Carl Albert, Lot Mac, Elgin. I mean,
McAllister,
Coach.
Coweta.
I mean, Coach, man, I'm telling you, it's a guy. And you have one of the toughest districts. I do the Coach Jones show, and I tell him all the time. I said, hey, man, when you're playing against Carl Albert, Bishop McGinnis, Guthrie, and you get out of that conference, man, I mean, there's a small margin of error that you can have. If not, you could be sitting at the number 4 seed playing a Dale City first round or McAllister or somebody like that first round. So you got to go take care of business, Coach. And like I said, before we get going and talk about Friday night's game, though, just like to talk about a little bit about you, though, because I've seen that you've been at Piedmont the last 4 years.
Yes, sir. This is year 5.
Year 5, and I guess you was over at. I was kind of doing a little bit of research about you, Coach. You was over at UConn for a little bit. So I got to ask you, are you the one that kind of put that triple option in?
I did it Piedmont. I mean, it's kind of it's a team effort. We got, when I was at UConn, I was offensive coordinator at UConn, and hired a bunch of flexbone guys from all over the U.S. and brought them all together. Had a really good staff when I came here. Took a majority of those guys with me to come here. Aaron Dillard was my offensive coordinator for the first 4 years here. He had actually coached with me for the previous 12 years. He's now the head coach at Purcell, running the triple there too. So, and then this year I was able to bring in another guy that coached with me at UConn named Keenan Kellett, and he took over the offensive coordinator roles, and he played in this offense in college at Harding, and then has coached in it for many years. So brings a lot of credibility to our staff, and they do a really good job. I'm pretty proud of my guys.
No, that's big time. The one I like the most, coach, you was a principal and a head coach at one time. Man, that's tough.
That was tough. There's a reason I don't do it now. Yeah.
I said, when I read that, I said, man, that's a tough job, because you also had to suspend the kids. Then you had to go coach on the football field, man. So
exactly.
you're dealing with all kind of. I mean, you're dealing with every personality from parents to football parents to cheerleading parents. So, coach, that got to be tough. But I got to give it up to you. You got the job done. So you did that over at Lexington from July 2011 to 2017. So, coach, I have to give you kudos for that, man. That takes a real tough person to do that job right there.
Well, there's a reason I don't do it now. I got all that toughness out of me.
I love it, though. But, Coach, like I said, Piedmont's one of those teams, man. They're growing every year, man. And this is going to be your last year in 5A. And I was kind of talking about before the show started, before I brought you on. I was like, man, 5A's tough. I call 6A small. 6A2. My boys played in that. They played at Choctaw years ago. A few years back, but. The district even then was a little bit tougher than it is now. You look at the district now, and you got one side's real strong, and the other side it's not as strong. With Choctaw, and I think the only other good team in there is Deer Creek. Next year, you're going to fall into the 6A2. What's some of the teams you'll be playing next year for your district in the 6A2?
It's a interesting bag for us. We're the furthest west side school, but we got shipped to the east side, so we're playing all the east side, Sand Springs and Muskogee, and Stillwater, all those east side guys. So, but it's like I told our coaches, I said, when you look at 5A and 6A, well, Carl Albert just beat the number one team in 6A2, 48-20. So. I mean, if you think that we're stepping up, I think the level of football is probably going to be about the same. We just need to make sure that we continue to grow and get better, and do what we need to do as a program to continue the success that we've had in 5A.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's the thing is you've had some great success in 5A and all your sports, though, man. Facilities out there are really nice, and if you didn't know no better, if you blinked your eye, you would think you was at Deer Creek, because Piedmont Deer Creek's pretty much. You might not want to hear that, but it's pretty much like the same kind of town. Really nice atmosphere, really nice football town. So, everybody comes out and support them. But like I said, Piedmont's a team that if you don't go out and play ball, they can beat you. Was you part of that staff when they beat Carl Albert a few years back? I think Carl Albert was undefeated. And,
that was 2019. That was my first year
here. Yeah. There you go, Coach. I mean, everybody talks about that. My daughter goes to Carl Albert. She's a seventh grader, but I cover a lot of different sports, but I remember that game, man. People talk about it was the end of the world. There's all over social media. I mean, you thought, oh my God, Carl Albert got beat. Oh my God, it happens, folks. People get beat. I mean, that's part of it.
From the handshake at the 50-yard line to by the time I made it into my coach's office, I had like 280 something missed text messages from that time. That was definitely interesting night. I've never had, the fans storm the fields and stuff like that, but it was interesting.
No, it's part of it, man. That's what makes Friday night so special, because when you go watch a game Friday night, and especially now I get to do the high school podcast, so I really don't cheer for nobody. I cheer for everybody. I like to watch just a good game. I know you guys had a tough game this last Friday night against Guthrie. And Guthrie's one of those teams I got on the board, and everybody, when you watch the show, you'll see my helmets. I got Colin, I got DLC. They're both undefeated, but I don't have a Guthrie helmet. I don't have an Elgin helmet. If I did, I have them on my table too. But one of the things I look at it, everybody talks about who Carl Albert DLC's going to play for state. Not so fast, friends. I'm telling you, man. It's solid when you look at 5A and who can win this. Like I said, you got Dale City, you got CA, you got Piedmont, you got Guthrie, you got Elgin, you got Lawton, you got Collinsville, you got Quita, Bishop Kelly. No one's even talked about. They're sitting, I think, 5-0 or sitting at 2-2. I mean, good record and knocked off some people, some good teams already. Bishop McGinnis, I know they've lost some guys. They lost their quarterback and they lost some, linebacker, defensive end. But I mean, they're still sitting at a good record.
Well, they're still good.
They're still good. That's what I'm saying. So you can't just say, "Hey, Carl Albert and Dell City is going to go win the gold ball." No, you got to go play the game. Right now, you're fighting for positions and all that. And Carl Albert still got to go play Bishop McGinnis, and they still got to go play, Guthrie, and they still got to play Piedmont. I think the last game of the year. So I'm telling you right now, I mean, don't.
Hey, I'll even take it. I'll take it a step further. The film that I've watched so far, Shawnee and Lawton Eisenhower, both of them are vastly improved from what they were last year. I mean, the crazy part, we had our coaches meetings today getting ready for Lawton Ike is, the first thing I told our coaches, I said was, when playoffs come around, there's going to be two good teams from our district that don't make the playoffs that probably would make the playoffs in another district.
So tell me this, though, when you talk about playoffs now, do you guys take the top 4, or do y'all just take the top 6? I know some of the districts take the top 6.
It's 6A takes the top 6, but 5A down is still the top 4.
Oh, man, so somebody's not going to get in.
Oh, I mean, there's gonna be a couple good teams that won't make it, and it's a shame. I mean, last year our district was able to sweep District 1. It just kind of goes to how good the football is in 5A too. I mean, since I've been here, there's never a week off. You never get that week where you can kind of relax or rest some players. It's every single week you better bring your A game.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That's what makes 5A so interesting. You can talk about 2A and 3A, but I think 5A, because even if you look at 6A big, you know who your top team is going to be big to be. You start looking at 5A, I mean, you can say, Carl Albert's right there, but, man, everybody else is right there with him. I mean, Carl Albert, they get a quarterback to move in, they get James to move in. Dell City is good, without River moving in, and then Damien, the two cousins moving in the running back receiver. You take those two guys away. These teams are always going to be good, but when you add those kind of solid pieces to them, it just makes you 10 times better. So, but you look at everybody else, man. The playing field across the board to me is even. I mean, look at Guthrie. I mean, you just played Guthrie this Friday night. I mean, you look at your team. Your offense is kind of hard to prepare for. You got to be ready for it. And they beat you guys 35-0. I mean, what puts Guthrie? What do you think makes Guthrie so good this year?
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not just this year. I mean, Guthrie is really, really good at stopping what we do. I mean, they're really well coached. The kids are very prepared. There's a lot of tradition. I mean, I told our coaches at one point, there's a reason that they have all those, state championship signs up on the wall at the Rock. I mean, they're good. They outplayed us, and some old coaches told me a long time ago, the sun will rise, and the next day keep working.
That's it.
So that's what we're doing. We're getting ready for our next opponent. We're going to move on and try to learn from it. I told our kids after the game, I said, every loss that I've ever had in my life, I've learned valuable lessons from it. It's a shame if you don't, because the loss is something really, really tough to go through if you're not learning from it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn from it. We're going to get better, and we're going to move on.
Coach, I like that you say that, man. I tell people all the time, I think that, everybody shoots to go undefeated, but, I talked about this, just earlier. Quita I thought was the best team in 5A last year. Beat McCollister, beat Carl Albert, beat Dell City. It was running through everybody. You get in the playoffs and get beat. Guess what? That's their first loss. They're going home. So I said, a loss is not bad, Coach. And that's what you're telling the players right there. A loss is not bad. You learn from the loss. Let's get better. Let's not have another loss. Let's try to build with our winning tradition right now. going on to the playoffs, man. Because like I said,
That's right.
5A is a gauntlet, man. I mean, it's tough. You got to go through some tough teams, no matter what, who you are, where you're at. You're going to have to play. To get to the championship, you're going to have to play an Elgin, a Piedmont, a Guthrie, a Dell City. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing going to be given to you. So, Coach, real quick, tell me something about some of the players on the team that I don't know about.
We've got a really good running back, Kenan Wood. Josh Mars has played. This is his third year starting at quarterback for us. You might have seen him last year at Midwest City. I can't remember if you were there or not. And then we've got two good slots. Jaden Houston has really come on. He's a junior for us. Started last year as a sophomore and turned it on. I think the strength of our offense, though, for if you ask most people, is our offensive line. We've just got some big guys up front that do a lot of moving. Defensively, Kenan Wood, Brogan Hardy are our two linebackers. They're, I feel like, two of the best in the state as a pair. Tyson Benford's he's our outside linebacker. Talon Owen, starts for us at defensive end. He's a big part of what we do as well. So a lot of seniors, man, that have played a lot of football and had a lot of starts.
That's what it's all about, having that senior class, man. Those guys will wake up like the next day, still be hungry and say, hey, man, let's get back on get these young guys and the juniors and sophomores and freshmen. Hey, let's get back, Our season's not over because we lost to Guthrie. We still got many more games. We still got Colorado. You still guys got to go face, some of these other teams in your district. Bishop McGinnis and got teams like that. Right now, you're fighting for a playoffs, position. You want to be one of those top, one of the top four. You want to be. You love to be 1 and 2 because you get to play at home. You got to get up and go travel. Coach, tell me something about your coaching staff. I know you got a new offensive coordinator. They kind of talked about him on the TV the other night, being new. He likes to throw the ball around a little bit more. So welcome him to the team. I think said he just came on this year, right?
Yeah, he did. I hired him this offseason. He did. And then I'm blessed over here that. We have a large coaching staff. I've got 13 guys that coach for me, and then we have 2 strength conditioning coaches. So we're blessed as far as what our school and our admin has been able to give to us to allow us to have here. So my defense coordinator, I have 2 defense coordinators, Tom Morrison and Terrence White. They co the defensive side of the game, and I can't say enough good things about our defense. Even last night, we gave up 35. We gave up, in the first 9.5 minutes, gave up 21, and then settled in and kind of played better defense. We put our defense in some really, really bad positions, short fields, and we fumbled the ball inside the red zone. So they had some short fields to defend early, and then after that, we settled in and played a lot better. But they've done a really good job on their side of the ball.
Coach, like I said, losing one game doesn't make the season over. You guys have beat some really good teams, man. You're looking at Blanchard. You guys played them a couple weeks ago, right?
Correct, yes, sir.
Blanchard's taking care of business. I had Blanchard. I had Newcastle winning that district, man, and Blanchard said not so fast. Blanchard knocked off Hera and knocked off
Newcastle
in the last few weeks. So to hear you guys beat up on it, man. So it just tells you how high school football is here at Oklahoma, though, man. No matter where you go, you always going to have a tough game. So, like I said, I watched that game on Friday night, had a couple, like you said, bad breaks, short field, man. You turn the ball over on the other team, on their side, man. It makes it easy for them to score. It's not like they're going down 70, 80 yards, driving on you, and they're having a short field to score. So I know you get those things fixed, man, and you guys got a great new athletic director and Goose, man. I've known Goose for a while. He loves the kids and he'll do everything he needs to get Piedmont what they need, and he'll do a good job. It's like he did at Newcastle and the other school he was at, man. I got a chance to get to know him real well. He was my son's wrestling coach over at Choctaw. Got a chance to, get to know him and the family real well. So you guys got to get with him. And like I said, Coach, I really appreciate. I know you don't know me as Adams Eve, but just coming on, man, get to know your program. You're gonna be in 6A, too, and I like covering all the big schools, but you, like you said, you was part of that win when you beat Colorado. So I don't think that, hey, your season's at the end because you lose to Guthrie. I think you guys are just getting started and figure some things out. And guess what? There's always an upset. Last Friday night, you had a bunch of upsets. You had,
That's right.
you'd have never thought Westwood was going to go up there and beat Deer Creek. I mean, not Deer Creek,
Yeah.
but Jinx. And you had, you just having teams beat up on teams, though. Like I said, you had Blanchard beat Newcastle. So this is what it's all about, though. So, you keep doing what you're doing, Coach. Like I said, I'm
Yes,
looking
sir.
forward to you. When you guys play Carlisle, I'll come over and shake your hand and, like I said, go take care of business. Because, like I said, that 5A ain't no joke. Like you said, you don't get a weekend off. Every week you're preparing for a state championship team.
That's right, man. Yeah, hey, and let me get your helmet put on yourself. I'll get you a Piedmont helmet.
Hey, man, give it to Goose, man. He don't live too far from me. I love to have that Piedmont. I'll tell you, man,
Okay.
you guys also got a excellent wrestling programs over there, man, and
Yeah, we do.
cross country, and track and field, man. I mean, Piedmont's one of them teams. I tell people right now, man, hey, I'm gonna tell you, 6A2 is not happy that you guys are coming in because I'm telling you, it's gonna make it tough for them teams to win. Muskogee. I mean, I think they still got one more good year. Choctaw's always gonna be Choctaw. We know what they do over there, but the deal is, I think adding you guys to it, man, adds a little bit more punch to it. I love it because you got to go play now. They got to go play. Because some of the teams that they're playing, you beat Team 70-0, man, that ain't getting you better. Now you had another good powerhouse, you guys, in Bishop McGinnis. I'm looking forward to next year in that 6A small class.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
No, man, thanks you, Coach, for coming on, man. You have a great Sunday. Good luck this Friday night. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, folks, that's Coach Hall from the Piedmont. What is Piedmont? Hey, Wildcat. What is Piedmont? Somebody tell me what Piedmont. Somebody text me and tell me what Piedmont is. Coach Hall, man, I can tell you, man. The guy, man, when a guy can sit there and say he coached and was the principal, you a bad cat. Think about it. He had his whistle and he had his paddle in his back of his pocket. So if you messed up, pow. I don't know if you could get spankers back then, but man, think about it though. You're a bad cat. He kind of like Joe Carter when he had his back in the one movie. Coach Hall, man, good job what he's doing over there at Piedmont. Hey, he knocked off CA. You heard he said he had 287 text messages. They stormed the field. That's what happens when you beat legend teams like these guys up here that's undefeated. But like he said, hey, 6A small, hey, 5A is tough. It's tough, man. Let me see this again. You guys understand. CA, Dale City, Piedmont, Guthrie, Elgin, Lawton, Collinsville, Coweta, Bishop Kelly, Bishop McGinnis. We ain't talked about McAllister. You know what I'm saying? Those are some tough teams. 5A, it's wide open. It only take the top 4. Big 6A take the top 6. 4A, only 4 going. So if you're not setting good in your district, if you come in number 4 and you on Elgin's side, you might be playing Dale City first round or Carlisle first round. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you gotta be prepared. Middle City and Elgin's probably gonna fight for that district championship. Middle City's rocking and rolling right now. Elgin, no, hey, they got beat at home. Now Elgin, you gotta come to the barber land. Ever since I put that helmet on, them barbers been dancing. Not in locker rooms, but just doing their TikToks. That's what they do. They do their TikToks. Good job, Coach Hall. Hey, Coach Hall said, I might lose my first couple, then guess what? I get on that, Coach Hall, I can see him ride that old Harley. Get on this Harley. Cowboy hat on. Said, tip it down and said, baby, let's take a ride. I think get some victories. That's what he's doing now. He's getting them victories. But folks, you come out and support us. I know you want me to see the show. But Tuesday night, we're going to have some over at Midwest City High School. I might clip this part out, put it out there from 5 to 7. The bond is coming up. You ready to vote? We got to vote. We need you to vote. Quit letting our kids get away. This vote means a lot to us. Keep them here in our backyard. Don't let them get away. I know people talk about, man, they got big things going out there on the other side of the tracks. Let's keep them on this side of the tracks. The winners are built. We're not playing for silver. We're playing for gold. That's what we do over here at the Mid-Dale area. I'm all Mid-Dale, baby. Mid-Dale is where I'm at. But like I said, we're going to get into some of the games coming up this Friday night. But, man, I'm just telling you, man, it's wide open. You're going into week 3. I mean, district week 3 of district. Hey, it's all about, hey, the season is halfway there. Like you in what, week 6? You got 4 more weeks and it's over. We playoff. Playoffs. And everybody don't get to go to playoffs. You just heard it. Coach Hall, everybody don't get to go to playoffs. Only certain cats get to go to playoffs. Certain teams get to go to playoffs, man. It's crazy. It really is. Really, really, really is. Let's get these games up. Coming in this week. See if I can find Zoe. Zoe! I don't know if I can find Zoe. She might not be here. Everybody rocking and rolling. Everybody rocking and rolling. Yes, sir. Going solo. You go solo, you got to do everything. You ain't got no help. You ain't got no help at all. But like I said, Tuesday night, come out, support us, man. I have something from Midwest City Schools. They're going to talk about the bond, talk about what's going on. And he called me putting it on. He called me and said, hey, TJ, will you help us? Hey, anything to help the Middale schools, I'm here to help you. We'll see Middale schools do good. Let's do good. But this Friday night, week 6. Week 6, that means week 3 in district. You got Broken Arrow taking on Westmore. Westmore said, we can't stop here. We back home. BA said, man, we struggling. We got to get this win. But Joe said, hold on, wait a minute. Get Zoe to win. UConn gets Ed Memorial. UConn ain't look good, like I said, since that scrimmage. I know Rogers' boy still doing his thing, but Ed Memorial gets the win. You got Norman and Union. Norman, I know you just got your first win, but guess what? Union said, we ain't stopping here. Jinx and Norman North. This is a big-time ball game. This is going to find out who's going to be the top 3 in this district. Even though they're taking the top 6, but you're still playing for playoff spots. So you're playing for. You got Jinx and Norman North. Jinx is coming to Norman North. Jinx can't afford to lose another game in district. So this is going to be a tough one, man. I'm going to take Norman North. Norman North, QR is going to be on the 10-minute segment next week. And he's going to be, man, TJ, I don't know what we doing up here, G. We got to play smash mouth football. But key one, you need help. It can't just be your son. You got to go get a couple more players. 11 those 11 players that left and went to Union, you might be asking them something to them to come back. That's how you do it. Owasso said, hey, we already beat up on Mustang. And guess what? Edmond North is going to be the same thing to you. Bigsby feeling good. They beat Moore at their homecoming. But guess what? That's going to come to the end because Bigsby about to beat the brakes off you. Don't mean it like that. But Moore's going to get their first district win. They're going to play Southmore, so they'll beat them. And then Mustang, Edmond, Santa Fe. Mustang, you're going to lose another one because Santa Fe's going to get you. So there you go on that. Then you go in here to 6A small. 6A2 is what they call it. You got Norfolk's Class and Lawton. Lawton should get the win. Booker T still losing. Tyler Quack going to get them. PC versus PC is just a bunch of bad teams right here. PC Originals 0-4 going against PC North. That's going to just be a good game, folks. I don't know who's going to win. You got Sand Springs and Stillwater. I think Sand Springs gets the win over Stillwater. Stillwater's lost a lot. I think they're going to recover. I don't see them playing for another gold ball this year. I see Muskogee and U.S. Grant. Muskogee's had one bad game against Carl Albert. In every other game, they look so good. So that's how good Carl Albert is for 5A team. You heard Coach Hall said the best team in 5A beat probably the best team in 6A small. Public City West against Barterville. Piece of West, I know you was dancing, looking good over there, but I think I don't know who's gonna win that game. You got Capitol Hill, Public City. Capitol Hill's 0-5. They will go to 0-6. You got Carl Albert. You got Choctaw and Deer Creek. Both teams, 2-1. Because like I said, Choctaw didn't get to finish the game against Dale City, and then they did play the game against Edmond Santa Fe. That's why their records like that, cutting those seniors so it's just a couple games short. Deer Creek, they play at Deer Creek. I think Choctaw get the win, be a close win, but this is for district championship already in week 6, so that's how weak that district is. But congratulations both of those teams for playing for district already. So there you go. Going into 5A, you got Midwest City playing against El Reno. Midwest City should get the win. Bishop Kelly ready against Edison Prep. I'm going to give it to Bishop Kelly. They're playing good ball. You got Elgin over Altus. You got John Marshall playing Shawnee. I think Coach Madonna get his second win of the year. He'll be John Marshall. You got Southeast playing Carl Albert. Carl Albert should be sitting undefeated 6-0, 3-0 district. Southeast ain't got none of the players because they all moved to different schools. So there you go. You got Del C. Sapopa. Should be a good game. Sapopa, they got a little bit of offense, hardly no defense. Del City is going to get a good test. Sapopa put the ball up and got a couple good athletes, but Del City should get the win. Travis to Sapopa. You got Grove with Will Rogers. I think Grove will get the win. With Rogers 1-3, so Grove should get the win. You got Guthrie and Bishop McGinnis. Guthrie's rocking and rolling, man. That might be the game I go catch. I might go catch this Friday night, man. That'd be a great game. See Guthrie and Bishop beginning, so I want to see Guthrie up close myself, so I think we're going to catch that game. You got El Reno, like I said, New City. I think he gets that win even with the backup quarterback, sophomore. Get that game. You got Piedmont, get back on the winning streak. Against don't get me wrong, a lot of Lionheisers is good, but I think Piedmont to get back on the winning streak. Lost that game, got from Coach Hall. He's ready to get back to the drawing board and take care of business. You got Durant against East Central. Both teams is right there. East Central should get the win. You got Duncan and Noble. Noble put up like 70-some points last week. Duncan's not very good, so I see Noble getting the win. Memorial versus Glenpool. You got Tyler Fields against Hall. You got Quita, McAllister. This is playing for district championship last year. I think McAllister gets the win over Quita. So I think Quita as good as they were last year. Lost a lot of kids. You got Ardmore and MacArthur. I think MacArthur gets the win. I think MacArthur's the real deal, man. They're sitting at 4-0, 5-0. They're looking to get the other win. And we got Pryor and Claremore. Claremore's not bad. They only got one loss, and it's not a loss. They got a tie, so they're taking care of business. Moving down to 4A. 4A. Let me get to all these games. You got Poto and Hillsdale. Both teams pretty good, but I think Poto gets the win. You got Bethany Class. And this class in S&S, man, they're not bad. I thought it was going to be a team that Tuttle could run through. Not Tuttle, but Harry could run through. Wait a second, folks. This team's not bad, man. I mean, Bethany plays them 2-2, so Bethany plays them that class. And so this is a good spot to see where's at in the playoffs. But I think Class is I'm going to give Class an edge, man. I didn't think they was that good. You got Clinton, Weatherford. I think Clinton gets the win over Weatherford. You got the Compton, Harry. Coach Blink, listen to me, baby. I love you. You got to get this win right here. I know we lost Jackson, man. He's out for the season, broke his arm. Hopefully he can come back strong, but we got to get back on the winning streak, man. I mean, next man up, got to be ready to go. But I think Harry gets the win over the Compton. It's going to be tough, but I think Harry wins. You got Scott Tick, Miami. You got Newcastle, Bridge Creek. You got Newcastle. You got Stillwater and Fort Gibson. I think you give Stillwater. You got Woodward and Chickasha. Chickasha's not very good. Both teams not very good, so somebody's going to get their first district win. So there you go. You got Elk City at 2-2. You got Hulaga. Should get the win. You got Cushing and Wagner. Top 10 teams in the state. Wagner should get the win. You got Ada sitting at 5-0, going against Medill is 4-0-4, so you get Ada with the win. Folks, this right here is all for the moment. You got Tuttle and Blanchard. The whole town, boy, that's the game you should go to right there. The whole town be shut down. The game's going to be played at Blanchard. Tuttle's lost one. Like I said, they lost to Guthrie over the year. And Blanchard lost to Piedmont. So both teams losing teams out of their class, but this right here, a battle of who's going to win the district. So I'm going to get an edge to Tuttle, man. Tuttle finds a way to win, but Blanchard's playing good ball. You got John Marshall and Shawnee. Like I said, I think Shawnee get Coach Young get the second win of the year for Shawnee Wolves. You got Heritage Charles Douglas, my man over there. Damon Turner over there coaching at Douglas right now. He's ain't got it, man. They're 0-3. Hope they get a turnaround. But you know, it's the best team in Class 3A and Heritage Charles. So Heritage Charles get the win. Long Grove, sitting at 3-1 against Plain View, both 3-1. I'm gonna get edge to Plain View, pretty good team. Everybody talked about J. Oklahoma. J. Oklahoma's way out there, but they're not a bad team, man. I think they'll get the win over Casher Hall, Marlowe, over Dickerson, Central Tulsa, over Iona. I think it's Iona how they pronounce it. You got Metro Christian, McLeod. McLeod gets a big win last week, but I think Metro Christian will be too much for him. You got Paul's Valley and Sulphur. I think Paul's Valley will be too much for Sulphur. Then you got Holland Hall. Man, they're not having a good year. It's Dewey. So I don't know. You got Lincoln Christian get the win. So then you go sitting at 3A, 2A. You know, 2A's got everything. All you got to say in 2A is Washington, and maybe Millwood. That's who you look for in 2A. Jones. It's fun to get on the winning streak, win some ball games, but all like I said, at the end of the day, it comes down to Washington being the best team in class 2A, man. Folks, like I said, man, it's always a pleasure to do the show. It's always kind of hard when you do it with one person. But, hey, sometimes you got to take the challenge on. When the challenge is due, you got to take it on and go take care of business and see where we're at. But we're going to take a quick break after one of our sponsors, and I might have Zoe J come in to help me finish the show out, and then get out of here while I watch my Cowboys against the Patriots, baby! Be right back after one of our sponsors. Keeping it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Right back.
Man, Dad, all this crazy weather has gotten our roof and gutters all messed up.
Good thing we know some guys over at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. They can inspect and repair your roof and gutters and get in contact with your insurance company in 72 hours or less.
Call Jay Hunt at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters at 405-473-0674. No job is too big or too small for Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. Welcome back to Keep It 100. Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday. Like I said, I'm down to people, folks. I had to call back up. I said, "Sorry, Johnson, will you help me finish the show?" She said, "Dad, my hair ain't pretty. It's messing up my ears with the headphones." But I said, "Baby, see, I just need you just for a little segment. That's it. Just for a little quick segment. 2 minutes with Pops. That's all I need, 2 minutes." See what happens, folks. She's about to be a teenager. Now she don't want to hang out with Daddy. Back in the day, she used to love her Papa. What's up, Big Z?
Nothing much.
What's going on?
Nothing. I've just been playing basketball and training, getting ready for the upcoming season.
Okay, upcoming season. So what grade is this, Big Z?
7th.
7th grade. So what's the difference you think between 7th grade and 6th grade?
I think that since we're going to have a lot more games, then there's going to be more competition and stuff like that this year.
So, like you said, you got more games this year, more competition. Who's going to be some of your competition you're going to face this year?
Midwest City is definitely going to be like our next game probably that we'll get to play. But we'll get to face them in conference, which is kind of upsetting. But
Dale City, last year you played 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. This year, look like you're going to play 7th grade, maybe a little bit 8th grade. How does that feel towards you? Would you like playing all three last year, or do you like just playing 7th grade, 8th grade? What's it like for you?
I think this year it might be a little bit easier because I only played 1 grade up instead of last year I had to play 2 grades up. And so I think it'll be a little bit different and stuff like that.
So what are some of the things that you've done? I know you've been to Nate, you was going to Allison. Right now you've been kind of training on your own. You and Annabelle, Ridley, Shelby a little bit, and then Vanessa Campbell. Miss Vanessa Campbell, give you a little shout out, soccer star. But you guys been out there training, putting the hard work in. The season kind of kicked off. It really kicks off this Monday. What's some of the things you think you've done to get yourself better?
I've been working on my shot a lot lately, and I've also been working on getting to the hole. And I've been lifting more, so I think I've got a little stronger too.
Okay. You got a little bit taller too, right?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna tell nobody how tall you are when people try to post you up.
Yeah.
But Z, I know basketball is one of the sports that you love to play. And last year, you did basketball, you did track, you did volleyball. Not volleyball, you did tennis. What are some of the things you're going to do this year? Because I know you say you're weightlifting and all that, but what's going to be some of the things you're going to do this year as far as sports besides just basketball?
I'm going to do track again and probably tennis, I don't know for sure. But also like outside of sports, I got leadership, and then Key Club is like community service, and I'm doing academic hours. So.
Yeah, I noticed that grade. Grades are very important in this house. I know your papa gets on papa, because I'm a papa too, folks. But Dad gets on to you about sports. But one thing that we're real serious about is education. And I know one of the things that we kind of talked about a couple weeks ago. Was like, Dad, I love basketball, but I don't want to play in the WNBA. Why is that, Big Z?
Because I feel like other than basketball, I want to do something else with my life, and I want to be able to work for a living and stuff like that.
So what is a job that you think that you would like, you can see yourself doing in the long haul?
I would like to be like a physical therapist, or I would like to be like a nurse or something.
Okay. So do you want to play college basketball though?
Yeah, I'm gonna work very hard.
So if you had your choice of any school you can go to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I've always promised Devontae to go to Tennessee, so I might either stay there or UConn. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good school. So
If you had to stay in Oklahoma, where would you go?
UCO.
Over OU and OSU?
Yeah, probably. Only because like I really like the atmosphere at UCO.
That's good stuff. Folks, man, this is Zoe Johnson, man. And the thing about her, man, she can talk sports, she can talk politics, she can talk anything. I'd say Zoe Johnson. She's real laid back, man. I'm lucky to have her as a daughter, but not just as a daughter, but just a great kid, man. I mean, she's fun, she's outgoing. She don't act like she's better than anybody else, man. I mean, she's a hell of a teammate, hell of a worker. She goes 100%. I mean, very often she takes any plays off. Even though Daddy might get tough on her, she might miss a free throw jump shot. But at the end of the day, I love my baby girl. But you know what? I want all kids to be very, very respectful. So I had a subject that I had earlier we can talk about real quick before we let you go. Do you guys do the Pledge of Allegiance at the school?
Yeah, we stand up every morning and we have to say it. Then we do a moment of silence.
Well, Zoe, you know, I had a dad that taught that substitute at the school the other day, and he said a lot of kids that stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. As you, as a young middle school student, and like you said, being a part of leadership, being a part of what do you do? Key Club, and then also you also do office aid and stuff like that too. So you're part of. Get a little closer to the mic. We can hear you. You know, you get part of doing those kind of things. If you had a student in your classroom that when you was doing the Pledge of Allegiance, he didn't stand up, how would you feel?
I feel like that's like a lack of respect because like the standing up is like respecting our flag and stuff like that. And so like I would probably tell him, like I would ask him why he didn't stand up because that's like disrespectful in some sort of way. And so I'd be like, you need to stand up next time because like we're all standing up and you're the only one sitting down.
Well, you know, and that's one of the biggest subjects I'm gonna be on the next few weeks because I think every kid should stand up. If the kid's not standing up, I know you can't do that to them as a principal or as a teacher. You know, I know you want them to stand up, but they got their rights too because everybody got the freedom of speech. You know, but at the end of the day, man, you know, a young man or woman might not know what's going on. So sometimes a student like Zoe or another student has to educate that person and let them know what's going on. And that'll teach them. Parents, like I said, if you're watching the show and you got a young man or woman not standing up, please have them stand up, just for the respect of the classroom and their fellow students and teammates. Because at the end of the day, man, we're one team, one dream, one family, and all. So please have them stand up. The Big Z, like I said, man, you know, basketball's in full effect now, man. You know, you guys get to kick off the season sometime at the end of this. You'll have a scrimmage at the end of this month, and then you kick off the season against. I think you open up against Guthrie. So, what do you think your 7th grade team is going to look like this year? What do you think you guys can do?
I think we're going to be really good again this year. I think we have a chance to go undefeated again as long as we put the work in.
Wait a second. I can hear Brooklyn now over at Midwood City Middle School saying, you guys are not going to defeat you. You got me last year, but you're not going to get me this year. So, I think Middle City's going to be a tough game. Dale City's going to be good. But I think that you guys got the power, man. I think Annabelle's putting the work in to become that, you know, that 4, that 5, great shooter. You know, Vanessa. You got another young girl, that young lady that moved in. What's her name? Siani. Yeah, Siani's going to help you guys, though, man. I know, like I said, I know you've been working on your jump shot, free throws. We've been putting the work in. I mean, about 2 hours every day after they get out of middle school. I mean, we go up to the high school and shoot for 2 hours. And, you know, what did you do yesterday? Saturday morning. I didn't go with her. Who took you?
My mom took me to go shoot around yesterday.
Yeah. Why you didn't want Daddy?
Because sometimes I need a break.
You heard it first on what?
Keep 100.
That she needed a break from who?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But you love your daddy, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. She loves me and I love her. But folks, we appreciate Zoe Johnson coming on and, you know, rapping with us a little bit about middle school basketball, you know, what her team can do and what she got going on, man. Zoe, we really appreciate you coming on the show. Being part of it, like I said, you see I'm solo today, man. I'm out here hanging by myself, me and Mr. Bobblehead, but you can't see him because he's in the corner. And just me and my 2 helmets and my gold ball. But folks, we appreciate you. Always check it out, keeping it 100. Listen and keep it 100. Like I said, put your thoughts. Give us a comment, man. I got a lot of thumbs up. I love to see thumbs up. Don't want to see no thumb down. Give us thumbs up. But tell us what we're doing good and what we're doing bad and what we can get better at. We love having coaches on. I didn't have a big-time player. Yeah, I did. I had Zoe Johnson on. Big-time player. Class of what? What class are you, baby?
2029.
Hey, real quick before I go, shout out to my nephew. Another big game the other day, man, against Highland East, man. Young man had, how many tackles you think he had, Z?
Yeah, 20. He was doing really good.
That's what I'm saying, class of 29. We just don't do it here with Zoe Johnson. We got Noah Lewis, man. We keep it strong over here in the Johnson and Lewis family. But I'm just trying to tell you right now, though, man, good game by him, man. Keep doing your thing, nephew, man. Get your name out there, folks. I'm telling you, you got to get your kids out there on Twitter. Get them out there, the people you know who they are, because I'm telling you, don't ask the coach all the time, man. Coaches got 1,000 things they got to do. They can't just be getting your kid recruited. You got to do your part, too, as a parent. Hey, I learned a lot from this, man. I'm telling you. People are like, man, he's always putting so, hell yeah. Anytime I can put a video up on my baby girl, I'm going to drop it, man, like it's hot, like it's a new Drake, like it's a new, who else is hot out there? Who's another good rapper? Rod Wade. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop him, baby. I'm going to drop my baby girl out there. But, folks, like I said, always keep it 100. What? Finish it off.
Oklahoma high school.
You got to say it loud that, baby girl. You got to have the same energy your daddy got. Keep it what?
100.
Oklahoma what?
High school sports.
High school sports. We'll see you next time. See ya!